Hello, friends. We are well into our journey of Lent, and of course, it's the journey towards the cross and the resurrection, but certainly also the cross. And so we're journeying in prayer, in reflection, in ways of greater faithfulness towards that moment where Jesus is on the cross and says, my Father, why have you abandoned me? And here we are in a time of pandemic, and yes, it's true. The churches are opening up to a greater and greater number. Thank God. Vaccinations, there's light on the horizon. There's the hope of Easter, shall we say, coming into our lives. But that doesn't take away the fact that it's been a long year, and a year with much suffering. Suffering which continues. Suffering from solitude and everything that's been taken away. Each of us in a certain way, some more than others, but across all of society, to recognize that there are still moments where we say, my God, why have you abandoned me? Why am I constantly and still for who knows how long alone in my apartment? Zoom, phone calls, text, yes, but that doesn't replace physical touch and looking into each other's eyes within a personal, real conversation. Perhaps we've lost our job and we don't know what's going to happen. Perhaps our relationship with our spouse or in our family has become even more tense than it was before, or more fragile. Perhaps it's being alone in the sense of just taken over by our feelings of loneliness, feelings of fear, feelings of anger, feelings of just, I can't anymore. And yes, we cannot deny, should not deny that suffering. And it can be very much the suffering in ourselves. We look in the mirror, and in those eyes, our eyes, we don't see much. We don't see much life. And so then, I think this Lent then does call us to walk towards the cross. Because on the cross, Jesus suffers and cries out, my God, why have you abandoned me? But that suffering on the cross, what is it about? What it is, its depth and strength. And before anything else, it's Christ taking on our suffering, the suffering brought about by sin, but just suffering also by weakness, just suffering in our lives, in our world, taking it upon himself, but another way would be able to say, sharing it with us. Because Christ's ultimate word of love from the cross is, I know your suffering. I know the suffering of each one of you. I share it with you. And I want to fill that suffering with my love. It's the ultimate, you are not alone in the darkness, in the suffering. You are not alone. And so the invitation to turn towards that and to embrace it, to try to grow in it, to open ourselves up to it more in our prayer, in turning towards the Word of God, in all the ways in which we connect, reconnect, enter into more fully that relationship with Christ, just live from that relationship, and to know that our pain, in which we can feel so alone and so helpless, despairing even, He shares that and fills that darkness, first of all, with, I love you. I will always be with you. I love you. And turning towards that kind of love in suffering can then give us the courage. I mean, it's the work of the Spirit, it's Christ's call and presence. Can give us the courage, the strength, first of all, for ourselves to turn towards that love that is there in others. You can say, it won't make a difference. It's I've tried this, I've tried that. It's not so much what we do, but the openness and humility with which we allow that love to come to us. That we pick up that phone and once more and phone that grandmother who just has a lot of wisdom, and she's suffered a lot, but she has wisdom. Or we turn towards a friend who is just so sensitive towards us as a person. Or we turn towards services in the community. Last little while ago, I saw a sheet of information from Sara Riel. It's a service within the family of Catholic Health Corporation of Manitoba, Réseau Compassion Network, and Sara Riel is a service for mental health and for addiction services. And before the pandemic, they would get maybe 125 calls a month. Well, since the pandemic, and it's been a year, and especially after progressive measures of lockdown even, they've had over 10,000 calls. So there is suffering there, but that also means that, those people have taken the courage, have not waited until the string snapped or the ideas of suicidal ideation took over, but they reached out. And I think it really is the love of Christ with us, suffering with us, filling it with His love that can give us the courage and strength, hope, to reach out for help in any way. And then also can give us the courage to see the suffering of others, to be, even in the midst of our own suffering, attentive to the suffering of others, and in the ways we can. And that's from prayer to encouragement to advice to just saying, like Christ, your suffering, I share it with you. I can't take it away, but I share it with you, and I will walk with you as you seek the help. Allow Christ to come into your life. So, not easy times, and not easy the human heart that suffers. We have Christ saying on the cross, my God, why have you abandoned me? But that psalm that he's praying actually ends with in confidence, entrusting one to God. These words from the Psalm 130, I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in his word I hope. My soul waits for the Lord more than those who watch for the morning. More than those who watch for the morning, O Israel, hope in the Lord. For with the Lord there is steadfast love, and with him is great power to redeem. It's not simply saying, all right, God, you take care of it, but I don't think you really can take care of it. No, it's turning towards the cross. That love in suffering. And suffering shared together as we seek love that frees us and which can free many others even through us. Thank you very much.